Long-term thinking improves short-term decision-making. Successful people have a clear future orientation. They think 5, 10, and 20 years out into the future. They analyze their choices and behaviors in the present to make sure that they are consistent with a long-term future that they desire. By definition, something that is important has long-term potential consequences. Something that is unimportant has few or no long-term potential consequences. Future intent influences and often determines present actions. The clearer you are about your future intentions, the greater influence that clarity will have on what you do in the moment. With a clear long-term vision, you are much more capable of evaluating an activity in the present and ensuring that it is consistent with where you truly want to end up. Successful people are those who are willing to delay gratification and make sacrifices in the short term so that they can enjoy far greater rewards in the long term. Unsuccessful people think more about short-term pleasure and immediate gratification while giving very little thought to the long-term future. Dennis Whaley says, failures do what is tension relieving, while winners do what is goal achieving. For example, coming into work earlier, reading regularly in your field, taking courses to improve your skills, and focusing on high-value tasks in your work will all combine to have an enormous positive impact on your future. On the other hand, coming into work at the last moment, reading the newspaper, drinking that coffee, socializing with your coworkers may seem fun and enjoyable in the short term, but it inevitably leads to lack of promotion, underachievement, and frustration in the long term. If a task or activity has great potential positive consequences, make it a top priority and get started on it immediately. If something can have large potential negative consequences if it's not done quickly and well, that should become a top priority as well. Whatever your frog is, resolve to gulp it down first thing. Remember, motivation requires motive. The greater the positive potential impact that an action or behavior of yours can have on your life, the more motivated you will be to overcome procrastination and get it done quickly. Keep yourself focused and forward-moving by continually starting and completing those tasks that can make a major difference. You see, time is going to pass anyway. The only question is how you use it, and where you end up is largely a matter of the amount of consideration you give to the likely consequences of your actions in the short term. Thinking continually about the potential consequences of your choices, decisions, and behaviors is one of the very best ways to determine your true priorities in your work and personal life. Your aim in personal management is to spend more time doing more of those things that can have the greatest possible consequences on your life and work. Review your list and apply the 80-20 rule before you begin. If you have a list of 10 items to complete, 2 of those items will be more valuable than all other 8 items put together. Sometimes it will even be the 90-10 rule that applies. Often one task on a list of 10 items that you have to do during the day will contain more value than everything else put together. This task, unfortunately, is usually the task that you will procrastinate on most readily. Once you've identified your top 20% of tasks, you can then practice creative procrastination on the others. The only question is, which of your tasks are you going to procrastinate on? Procrastinate on the 80% of tasks that contribute very little to your desired goals and results. Focus your attention on those tasks that can have the greatest possible consequences for successful completion. William Matthews said, "The first law of success is concentration, to bend all the energies to one point and to go directly to that point, looking neither to the right nor to the left." The more thought you invest in planning and setting priorities before you begin, the more important things you will do, and the faster you will get them done once you get started. The more important and valuable the task is to you, the more you will be motivated to overcome procrastination and launch yourself into the job. The ABCDE method is a powerful priority-setting technique that you can use every single day. This technique is so simple and effective that it can all by itself make you one of the most efficient and effective people in your field. Here's how it works. You start with a list of everything you have to do for the coming day. Think on paper. You then place an A, B, C, D, or E before each item on your list before you begin the first task. An A item is defined as something that is very important, something that you must do or else face serious consequences. An A item on your list might be visiting a key customer or finishing a report for your boss. that she needs for an upcoming board meeting. These items are the frogs of your life. If you have more than one A task, you prioritize these tasks by writing A1, A2, A3, and so on in front of each item. Your A1 task is your biggest, ugliest frog of all. A B item is defined as a task that you should do, but it has only mild consequences. These items are the tadpoles of your work life. This means that someone may be unhappy or inconvenienced if you don't do one of these tasks, but it is nowhere as important as an A task. Returning an unimportant telephone message or reviewing your email would be a B task. The rule is that you should never do a B task when there is an A task left undone. You should never be distracted by a tadpole when a big frog is sitting there waiting to be eaten. A C task is defined as something that would be nice to do, but for which there are no consequences at all, whether you do it or not. C tasks include phoning a friend, having coffee or lunch with a coworker, or completing some personal business during work hours. Never do a C task when you have a B task left undone. Keep focused on your A tasks throughout the day. A D task is defined as something you can delegate to someone else. The rule is that you should delegate everything that anyone else can do so that you can free up more time for the A tasks that only you can do. An E task in the ABCDE method is defined as something that you can eliminate altogether and it won't make any real difference. This may be a task that was important to you at one time, but is no longer relevant to yourself or anyone else. After you have applied the ABCDE method to your list, you will be completely organized and ready to get more important things done faster. The key to making this ABCD method work is for you to now discipline yourself to start immediately on your A1 task and then to stay at it until it's complete. Use your willpower to get going and stay going on this one job, the most important single task you could possibly be doing. Your ability to think through and analyze your work list and determine your A1 task is the springboard to higher levels of accomplishment and greater self-esteem, self-respect, and personal pride. When you develop that habit of concentrating on your A, one most important activity, you'll start getting more done than any 2 or 3 people around you. Review your list right now and put an A, B, C, D, or E next to each task or activity. Select your A1 job or project and begin working on it immediately. Discipline yourself to do nothing else until this one job is complete. Practice this ABCDE method every day and on every work or project list before you begin work for the next month. By that time, you will have developed the habit of setting and working on your highest priority tasks, and your future will be assured. You could only get control of your time to the degree to which you've stopped doing things of low value. It is in this hour by hour and minute by minute choosing of what you will do and simultaneously what you will not do that your entire life is made. Your ability to choose wisely in terms of what you do first, what you do second, and what you do not do at all determines your entire life. The major difference between successful and unsuccessful people is that successful people are always working on tasks of high value, while unsuccessful people are always killing time on tasks of low value. And you are always free to choose. Your choices ultimately determine everything that happens to you. Single handling is one of the most powerful time and personal management techniques of all. Once you have selected your A1 task, you start on that task and you work on it with single-minded concentration until it's 100% complete. If you find yourself getting distracted or you feel tempted to take a break or procrastinate, you'll motivate yourself by continually repeating, back to work, back to work, back to work. Plan your day in advance and create 30, 60, and 90-minute chunks of uninterrupted work time. These are time blocks when you can work without interruption or pause on your most important tasks. The fact is, all important jobs, those with serious potential consequences, require large chunks of single-minded, concentrated time in it. Earl Nightingale once said, "Every great accomplishment of mankind has been preceded by an extended period, often over many years, of concentrated effort." Each day before you begin, and as you go through the day, there are 5 questions that you need to ask and answer over and over again. The first of these questions is, why am I on the payroll? You must be crystal clear about exactly why you are on the payroll, and then focus your time and attention all day long on doing exactly those tasks that make the greatest difference to your business or organization. The second question that you should ask yourself all day long is, what are my highest value activities? Like, if you're not absolutely sure of the answers, go and ask your boss what he or she thinks your highest value activities might be. Whatever the answer, dedicate yourself to working on these specific tasks all day long. The third question you should ask all day long is, what are my key result areas? Your key result areas are those tasks that absolutely, positively must be completed in an excellent fashion if you are to achieve the ultimate results of your job. Remember, your weakest key skill sets the height at which you can use all your other skills. Don't allow yourself to be held back because of the weakness in one area, especially when you can learn anything you need to learn to excel in that particular area. The fourth question you should ask yourself throughout the day is this: what can I and only I do that done well will make a real difference to my company? This is one of the best questions of all for keeping yourself focused and on track. What is it that you and only you can do that can make the greatest difference in your career? This will do more to help you in your career than any other single decision you can make. The fifth question, and perhaps the best question in all of time management, is this: what is the most valuable use of my time right now? When you discipline yourself to ask and answer this question repeatedly, and you are sure that whatever you're doing is the answer to this question, you will start to accomplish 2 and 3 times as much as the people around you. You will become more and more productive. You will plow through more work of higher value and accomplish greater results than anyone around you. The key to high productivity and performance is this: dedicate yourself to getting better and better at the few things that you do that account for most of your results. Simultaneously learn to delegate, outsource, and eliminate all those tasks and activities that contribute very little to your results and rewards. The good news is that time management is a skill and a discipline that you can learn. With practice, you can become excellent at time management. With daily practice, make a list of your tasks every day before you begin. Organize your list by priority, separating the urgent from the important, and using the 80-20 rule or the ABCDE method. Choose your most important task and begin working immediately on that task. Discipline yourself to concentrate single-mindedly on that one task or activity until this is 100% complete. Each time you complete an important task, you'll experience a burst of elation, enthusiasm, and heightened self-esteem. You'll feel energized and stronger. You will feel even more motivated to start on and complete your next major task. Whenever you find yourself slowing down or experiencing the urge to procrastinate or delay, repeat to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. Discipline yourself to select your most important task and then launch into it immediately and stay with it until it's done. Now, here are 3 things you can do immediately to put these ideas into action. First, make a list of everything you would like to be, do, or have in the months and years ahead. Analyze your list and select those items that can have the greatest possible consequences on your life. Second, make a list of everything you have to do for the coming day. Let your subconscious mind work on your list while you sleep. And third, begin immediately on your most important task and then discipline yourself to concentrate single-mindedly on this one task until it is 100%